Today, foodies, we are making lemon custard dessert. This is a simple dessert you can serve on its own or with your favorite topping, or use it for something fancier like filling a cake or a pastry. The choices are yours and the choices are endless. So let's get into the recipe. Alright, we're going to start with cracking 2 eggs into a bowl. Now if you want, instead of using the whole eggs, you can use 4 egg yolks. It'll give it a nice yellow, creamier texture. Let's go ahead and whisk these eggs up. I'm going to place these aside for now. Now to another bowl, we're going to add half of our sugar, which is roughly about 62 grams. Now we're also going to add in 30 grams of cornstarch. And while we're doing this, it's going to help keep the cornstarch from clumping up when we add it into our egg mixture. Now give that a little mix up together and let's place this aside as well. I'm starting to think that this recipe is nothing but putting things into a bowl and placing it to the side. Now let's get out our saucepan and add 500 milliliters of milk. And to that milk, we're going to add the remaining sugar. The sugar is going to help keep the milk from burning when you bring it up to temperature. Now let's bring this up to a light simmer, but not a boil. Alright, the milk is starting to simmer, so let's turn off the heat. Now let's grab our bowl of eggs. The reason we didn't add sugar to our eggs earlier is the sugar will actually start cooking the eggs and cause lumps in our custard, which we don't want that. Cause ain't nobody wants lumpy custard. Now go ahead and add in your sugar and cornstarch and mix it until it's well combined. Now it's time to do the scary part everyone hates to do, tempering our eggs. Trust me, it's not that hard and it's super easy to do. All you need to do is have a little patience and not rush the process. What we're going to do is adding the hot milk 1 ladle at a time to our egg mixture and whisking as we pour it in slowly. Keep doing this until about half of your milk is gone. Now go ahead and pour the mixture back into the pot. Now let's go ahead and add in a tablespoon of vanilla, the zest of 1 lemon, make sure you got it all, and some freshly grated nutmeg. And go ahead and make sure you use the fresh stuff here. Don't use the powdered stuff. It's just wrong. Now we're going to whisk this over medium heat until the cream starts to thicken. This is when you start to see 1 or 2 bubbles form in the middle of the mixture. Now, it's very important that we make sure we get this to bubble once or twice. There is a protein in the eggs that will break down the cornstarch and cause it to be runny. Yeah, sure, it looks nice and thick now, but wait till after it's been in the fridge for 8 hours. You're going to have custard soup. And when the mixture starts to get thick, you can switch over to a spatula and make sure you get in and around the corners of the pot. I find once it gets thicker, the whisk doesn't do such a good job in getting in the corners of the pot, so switch over to the spatula, or you'll end up with custard egg. Now, I'm going to show you a little trick, just in case you curdle a bit of your eggs while you're making your custard. We're going to go ahead and strain this over a fine mesh sieve. And just let that run through it and it'll get all the extra little lumps that you made while you were making your custard for the first time. And if it's not your first time, you probably still had a few curdled eggs. We're not perfect there. We're all trying our best. Now let's go ahead and pour this mixture into our serving dishes. You can serve it warm, but I like to refrigerate it for at least 8 hours first so it gets nice and cool. I like a cool custard, because I'm cool. Now with the magic of YouTube, I have one ready to go, and let's top this bad boy. Grab yourself some saran wrap, go ahead and add some walnuts to it, fold it over, and then get a heavy blunt object and release some stress. And I mean let it go. Crush these nuts up. Then we could place them on top of our beautiful custard. Then followed by a nice little sprinkle of cinnamon. Let's get a spoon and try this out. Alright foodies, let's give this thing a try. Look at that. Delicious custard. Lemony custard. I know a lot of people are worried about like curdling their eggs. Listen, I curdle eggs. You're gonna curdle eggs. We're all gonna curdle an egg. That's why that little trick of, putting it through a sieve for those little mistakes you make, covering up, people will never know. You'll never be able to tell the difference. You're gonna make mistakes. We're all human. It's part of life. Thing is to keep at it and keep doing it. And eventually you'll end up with this delicious, tasty dessert. So let's stop talking, let's get into it. Oh wow. Yeah. I think it's better than the caramel honey I made. Oh, that's which you can get right here or somewhere here. We're in a card here. I don't know. There'll be somewhere here in the description for a link to the caramelized honey. But this, guys, creamy, tasty. Make this at your next dinner party. Next time you have a dinner party, when we're back to normal life again, give this a shot, or give it a shot the weekend and start practicing with it. It is really, it's so simple and so tasty. A little crunch with walnuts on top too. All right, guys, with that said, like, subscribe, foodie, out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. Or as others would say, smash the like button. If you want more exclusive content like behind the scenes, recipes, and much more, check out my Patreon. The link is in the description box below.